After this week, when you try the age restriction, what then? What looks like your next step?
Probably the monitoring system.
To get parents in?
Yes. Have the parents come in and help look after the children.
What do the parents think of this?
Parents are all in favor of it, the ones that were here this morning.
Did you get any disagreement this morning from your age restrictions?
We had 3.
Who said what?
They were against having to be with the children all the time, in other words. They didn't think that they should have to lead their children by the hand, 14-year-olds, so forth.
What's your attitude toward the kids who come in here now?
Well, I like all kids. I just think that they needed a little bit of discipline is all. And that needs to start in the home.
The thing that really comes to mind today is the fact that our greatest danger is really not from without, but our danger to the American country today is from within. We have people around stirring up dissension, defying law and order. We have people that no longer really understand the American tradition. And what we need to do is to reinstill that same American patriotism and that same love of country that really built our country and made America great.
What you're seeing down there is the portal to a tunnel at the Rainier Mesa at the Nevada test site. Yesterday, a defense-related or a weapons test was conducted in that tunnel. Now, it was in the low yield range, which means that it was no larger than 20 kilotons. 20 kilotons is the equivalent of 20,000 tons of TNT. Within an hour or two after the detonation, we had a seepage of radioactivity from the tunnel. Now, this is not too unusual an occurrence with tunnel shots. It is unusual with the majority of our shots, which are conducted at the bottom of drilled vertical shafts.
Now, you said it was a weapons test. Exactly what do you mean by that?
Well, I can't elaborate on that. All I can say that it was a weapons-related test. I cannot describe the purpose of the test. It was a Department of Defense test. Presumably, they will be putting out some information on it sometime down the road.
Is there any danger to anybody as a result of the seepage from the tunnel?
None at all. As a routine precaution for all of these tests, we always evacuate the area just in case we get a higher level of radioactivity than we'd like. But our policy is to expose no one to radiation if it can be avoided. Even workers who are employed and understand that they are taking some risk of exposure.
One of the expressions one hears most often here at the Nevada test site is the state of the art. And as I see it, that refers to three separate thought processes. The first is perhaps the skill with safety, which the Atomic Energy Commission and the people here at the Nevada test site facility have been able to develop in their understanding of the nuclear explosion capabilities of this devastating, potentially grotesque, but potentially powerful friend of mankind. The second state of the art deals with technicalities, with using nuclear explosions for things like channeling canals and tunneling under mountains and moving dirt, perhaps recovering minerals from under the surface of the earth. Also, the state of the art refers to the nuclear arms race. In 1963, the United States and other nuclear powers signed an agreement saying they would not test nuclear weapons in the atmosphere because of radiation and because of fallout problems which could result from it. France and China didn't sign that treaty. Some say that Russia did not always observe it to the letter of the law. The Atomic Energy Commission officials intimate, although they don't say out loud, that they believe perhaps their program suffers substantial difficulties because they are restricted to following the rules of that treaty, because they do have to test just underground. The format of Operation Plowshare, the peaceful use of nuclear energy, is perhaps really an art form, man's highest endeavor, part of his desire to sculpt the face of the earth, to move mountains, to create canals where they are needed, to better his situation here on Earth. But still, touring this Nevada test site and seeing the devastating power of nuclear energy, one must never forget that nuclear energy is also the state of man's most deadly art. This is Jerry Taff.